and welcome to Masterpiece Theatre. I'm Alistair Cook, and today we are taking a look at a new groundbreaking documentary that is shaking the very foundations of the thespian world. This film is directed and compiled by 3 aspiring players who have undertaken the task of sharing with us the reality of the man behind the curtain. They will take us behind the scenes of the musical adaptation of the American classic The Wizard of Oz and show us the secret of creating something out of nothing. Without further ado, here is Mary Egan Clark, Helena Anderson, and Liv Stevens in their short film.
Oh, hello there. I am Fragucci Zimbabwe here with Miss Helena Anderson from The Wizard of Oz. Helena, darling, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Just fantastic. Now you were just in the Wizard of Oz, is that correct?
Yes.
And what characters did you play?
I played Auntie M, and then I played Glinda the Good Witch.
Now, those are 2 very different characters, aren't they?
Yes.
And was it difficult having to play them both?
It wasn't difficult, but it took a lot of thought because Auntie M is very salt of the earth person. She's literally making her living on the land. She's farming with her husband, Uncle Henry. Whereas Glinda never sets a foot on the ground. Never in all of Oz would she ever do that. She's literally floating through the air, whereas Auntie M is just part of the earth.
Now you said Glinda, she's floating. She never sets a foot on the ground. Now, in the play, were you floating?
I wasn't floating, but I was on a bit of a swing that a wonderful person backstage pulleyed me on every night for my scenes, and it was a big bubble, and I was just floating in a thing of tulle, and it was lovely.
So this bubble, you didn't have, you were never standing on the stage.
No, I was floating above it. I came in from stage right, and I sat there, and I just did my thing.
So you really couldn't have any blocking. You couldn't move or really
No,
act.
I hadn't. Well, no, I could act up there. It was a lot different than being on the stage because on stage you are far away from the audience, so your movements have to be more exaggerated. But when in the air, you're even further away from the audience, which means they have to be over the top, which, hopefully it translated well.
Could you give us an example of these over the top movements?
Yes. Well, I know in the beginning when I get the legs to go away from under the house after the Wicked Witch arrives, I had to make it bigger than I would normally make it, so it doesn't look like I'm just twitching. So I had to make it a big flourish to get her off the stage, so that the audience would associate the legs moving off the stage with me making that big thing. And then also, when I conjure up snow to wake up Dorothy and the lion and Toto after they've fallen asleep in the poppy field, I had to make it a huge movement like that to get the audience to realize that I was the one causing the snow to come. So
Fascinating. That is absolutely fascinating. Now, you're playing 2 characters. So did you have a lot of costumes or costume changes?
I did have a lot of costume changes. I go from Auntie M to Glinda, then from Glinda to the Jitterbug, and then from the Jitterbug to Glinda, then from Glinda to Auntie M, then from Auntie M to Glinda at the very end. I actually have my costume with me if you want to see it.
Let's take a look.
Okay, so this is my costume. This is my Glinda costume. It's bedazzled in pink.
And where did you get this costume? Did you buy this?
I didn't buy it. My mother actually made it out of her old costume that she used in college for a Southern Belle party. This fabric here and this here is the actual old costume. And she added tulle and this big fluffy pink thing. And then she bedazzled it to make it into something that I could use as Glinda.
So you literally made something out of nothing, isn't that right?
Very close to nothing.
Well, that is absolutely fascinating. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Helena Anderson, thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. I'm here with Mary Egan Clark. I'm a pig.
No, you're not.
Oh no, my name's Alma Pig.
Oh, yeah, nice to meet you.
It's great to have you here. So, have a donut.
I'm good, thanks.
Well, I'll just dig in. Well, for me. So, I heard you were recently in The Wizard of Oz.
Yes, I was recently in The Wizard of Oz. I played
Okay, Mom.
Nico, the commander of the Flying Monkeys. It was really fun.
Oh wow. So, I see you have your rollerblades here with you.
Yes, this is how I flew. Instead of putting people on wires or like flying through the air, instead I was on rollerblades, so I would rollerblade on stage and turn around in a bunch of circles. It was really fun.
Wow, that is fascinating. Yes. So, were you ever afraid you were gonna, roll off the stage?
Well, we had a ramp that went down into the audience, and I really wanted to rollerblade down the ramp, but it wasn't so sturdy, so we never did that. And there were never any real mishaps on the rollerblades, other than one time the Cowardly Lion was on the ground and her tail was out, and I skated over her tail and got really unsteady. So luckily I didn't fall into the pit or anything like that, so it ended up being very safe.
So, did you have any lines as Nico the monkey?
Well, I had lines, but in the script it just said jabbering. So I was kind of left to like my own devices, I guess, to figure out what I wanted to do.
Could you give us a demonstration of this jabbering?
Well, the first day at rehearsal that I had to play Nico, they just called me up and I was very unprepared. And so I just got down there and started going, which
it's almost like a dog.
well, yes, that was the problem. It was so close to a dog that they thought that Toto and I would like our sounds would get mixed up.
Mhm.
So throughout the rest of rehearsals, I just had to kind of practice making my sounds distinct from Toto's. So it kind of evolved from to
Oh, my.
So, yeah.
Nico the monkey, everyone.
Hello. You're a pig. It's my name. And you're a pig.
Oh.
We're here with Liv Stevens from St. Mary's Episcopal School's production of The Wizard of Oz. She played the Tin Man in this production. What was it like becoming this inhuman character for the stage?
Well, it was so fun. It was just a great experience, and I'm just like it was so fun. I'm still so excited about it. But there were challenging aspects of it. There were many obstacles I had to overcome before I could just be comfortable in my role.
Such as?
Probably three main obstacles are probably body language, singing, and motivation for my character.
And what did your body language say about your character? How did you utilize it?
Well, for the Tin Man, of course, he's made out of tin, not like flesh, not like me. So I had to make sure that at all times I remained in character with my body movements and talking to someone. So I had to keep it stiff, like I was made of tin and stuff. So even while I was saying my lines, I had to loosen my joints, and that was kind of difficult to do that while I was saying my lines.
And you said singing, was that an
Singing,
obstacle?
yeah, voice and singing. Most of the time I talked in my normal voice, just adding the Tin Man's emotions to it. But the singing, of course, a Tin Man wouldn't sing like I sing. I'm actually a soprano, so that was kind of challenging. Figuring out what key I was gonna sing the song in, my Tin Man song in, and just I ended up belting it out and just not worrying about if my voice cracked, because it's not me singing, it's the Tin Man, and he's not like a perfect singer, so it ended up working out great.
That's fantastic. What about this motivation that you were talking about?
Motivation. Well, the Tin Man, I just had to, whenever I was lacking in, the motion for the Tin Man, what he was feeling in that scene, I just thought, well, what does he want, And my wonderful director, Jenny Madden, she just gave us these pointers about how, you just think about your character. What do they want? What is their motivation? What is he looking for? A heart. Well, just, show that he wants to get to Oz so bad.
So basically, in creating this emotion from basically almost nothing. You were creating something out of nothing.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, I was.
Well, thank you very much, Liv Stevens. This has been riveting.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.